to stay on. All right. So as I said, we are here today with Dr. Ge and Dr. Tang about the 2020 virtual convention and what to expect. And we're going to have them introduce themselves. So Dr. Tang, we'll start with you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Heng Tao Tang, assistant professor from the University of South Carolina. I'm currently working with Dr. Ge on the planning of the AECT virtual conventions. So, so happy to join you this morning. Looking forward to talking with you soon.
I'm Shingo from the University of Oklahoma, and I'm this year's convention planner. It's good to have you here.
All right, and I'm Irene Bell. I'm a GSA member, and I'm also on the virtual planning team in the subcommittee, and we have Okan here as well.
Hello,
Okan,
this is Okan. Yeah, I'm a PhD student as well from Texas Tech University. I'm also helping in the virtual convention planning.
All right, so Dr. Tang and Dr. Ge, can you tell us what we might expect to see you doing at the convention, or where we might find you at the convention this year?
I think I'll be all over the places, but I'll be at the convention. I might also be helping out in the technology center, helping. We have a center called the Help Desk and Technology Center. So we haven't figured out how we are going to distribute our time. We know that in that center, Larry, Vernon, and Delinda Bond, who are two of our staff members, will be there taking time. I mean, they will be there. And I think one of our volunteers will also be assigned to work in that Zoom room. And then Han Tao and I, we were discussing this last night, but we have not worked out the schedule. Maybe we also have Victor Law, who is also one of the co-planners. Victor Law, Han Tao, and I probably will also spend some time there. And we were also thinking of using Slacks for our communication. So, you know, for our volunteering group. So I don't know whether we need to have a channel for the presenters and the public participants to reach us in a, timely manner.
Dr. Tang, where will you be?
Besides the place that Dr. Ge just mentioned, I will also be in the, since I have another role with this year, the planner, the president-elect for the international division. So besides all of the kind of general meeting sessions, I will also be in, we have the hospitality center, GKG center. So if you search the program, I think it might not be on the program right now, but we will keep it updated later. So this is kind of like the hospitality center open for all of the participants of the AECT. So you can, usually we can be there, you know, have coffee, talk to people, just take a break from the different sessions. But this year it's kind of like a virtual session. We will have people there. You can, if you have any questions, if you need any kind of like informal mentoring, you can be there, join us. We have the international board members and also some of the past presidents will be there with you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
The virtual, go ahead, Dr. Ge.
Yeah, I'd be busy, you know, because I also have like a panel discussion, and I also will be hosting the keynotes. So for those sessions, I'll be there, and also members meeting. But otherwise, I think I will be overseeing the entire conference. I will make myself very approachable, and yeah. But we still have
this year being virtual
out.
Is very different than it was in the past with the face-to-face. So we're talking about all the places that they'll be, but they'll also be at their home doing all these things as there's no actual physical space. And Okan, I want to bring you in. You have a unique role this year as an intern. Can you tell the graduate students about your role as an intern?
Yeah, so AECT has the application for interns every year, and every other year they accept 4 interns, and the rest the other year is 3. Yeah. So if the year is even, so they accept 4 persons. If it's odds, it's 3 people. And this year we are 4 in total, and the schedule is not final yet, but in intern program, they assign us with a mentor, and it's actually a leadership program. So it's an opportunity to walk through with the conference planners or the board members. We are expecting to participate in every board meetings. So it's kind of like incubation from the grad student to become a good leader. So I'm really excited and be honored that be in that position.
All right, so Dr. Ga and Dr. Tang, what changes would you like our attendees? So we have a few live attendees and we're recording this so that other GSA members can watch it on their time or on their schedule. So what would you like attendees to know about the virtual convention this year? And is there a brief information for different session types?
We can introduce different types and the overall conference structures. For example, every day from 12 to 12 to 12:45, there will be keynotes and presenter talks, except Monday. Monday is a slightly different. Monday, 10:30, there will be an opening remark and then followed by the first keynote and so on. And then we can also introduce the our iPoster showcases, which it will be held in a different platform and which is a 24/7 asynchronous that will be there entire week. And we also highlight some of the book sharing sessions and like round tables and things, and then evening events. So yeah, we can introduce that to orient, prepare our attendees about this year's convention. And for our members, they probably already have some kind of schema about what this convention is going to look like. For example, when we talk about panel, they will have an idea what panel is going to look like. However, for attendees, if this is a new conference to them, our convention, AECT conventions are unique in the different ways. I mean, from many other conventions they have experience. And although conferences shares a lot of similarities, but they do have unique characteristics that we can share with the attendees. And we are planning for another webinar to, that's going to be open to not just the presenters, but all the registered participants. And now you can add if I miss anything.
Yes, so I try to follow the question provided by Erin. Since you already provided great detail for the second one, I just want to briefly cover the first one. So for changes, for sure, we have the keynote session this year. That's different from 2019. So we only have like 3 keynote sessions, and we also have 2 presenter feature sessions. You can check the information on the AECT website, and also we send out the promotional materials, the highlighted the featured posters, so you can see them on the social media. Other than that, we also have another major change is like Dr. sponsored the co-sponsored sessions, presidential sessions, co-sponsored with different units, different divisions, and also affiliates. So whenever you have a chance to check the program, you can search for the presidential. You can see which division co-sponsored what kind of sessions for this year. So make sure you check those information, because we really ask the, work with the different divisions, affiliates, and also the 6 invited the, premium the speakers to deliver speech for us. So check those presidential co-sponsored information as well. Other difference, let me think. Yeah,
special strengths. Special strengths is something unique for this year's conference. Yeah, I think we have 7 sessions of special strengths
7
that are grouped by themes like AI and data analytics, etc. So those are not like sponsored by divisions, but they are co-sponsored by multiple divisions or like a special interest group or affiliates. But those have been grouped by themes, and we are hoping that, you know, this kind of new arrangement, organization of conference will really bring people to some of the cutting edge research. I mean, some of the current research that, I mean, education researchers have been working on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another, I mean, that's one of the major changes. We have a lot of the co-sponsoring collaborations, cross divisions, cross organizations. So that's one of the features. And also this year, if you pay attention to the, you know, the keynote speakers and also the presidential featured speakers, we try to be very inclusive. We invited people from different groups, different countries, and different, you know, continents. So, and also from different, you know, work on the different research topics. Other than that, Doug also sponsored the presidential panels focused on the COVID-19. So how, you know, worldwide educators, researchers work together to kind of adapt to the new normal and during the outbreak of the COVID-19. So we hope we can, you know, inspire a kind of like a wide discussion about how we can work together, especially, you know, for now and also post the pandemic era, how to adapt to the online education and how to make use of the resources we already developed for during the outbreak of the pandemic.
Excellent. And one thing I really like with the convention, like all the sessions on the website, is that it's a little overwhelming when you first get into it, but you can view it by day, by time, by session type, by division. So you can really break down, you know, kind of what you're interested in. You can search keywords, which is really nice as well, and kind of like hone in on what you want. So with networking, we have a lot of graduate students in here who might not, who this might be their very first conference, especially a large conference, and maybe more shy in introducing themselves, and it is much harder in a virtual setting. What advice would you offer to us about networking opportunities at the virtual convention?
Who do you want? Do you want me to answer this question? Oh, I mean, anyone?
Yeah, I think you can get started. I will just follow.
Okay, I'm going to defer it to you, Hentao.
Okay, so I mean, this has been my 8th conventions. Yeah, the first one will be kind of like a 2012 in Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah, Louisville, Kentucky is my first one. So I can't remember how I attended the first one. It's kind of like a totally, I don't know who they are, and I felt like so many names I'm familiar with, you know, from the textbook, from the reading, from citations, but I have never met them in person. So my advice for the graduate students would be like, don't be shy. Be prepared before the convention starts. It's a little bit different from previously, you know, you can see people face to face, you can talk with them face to face, but for this year, it will be different. It will be totally online. So be prepared before the convention starts, and then find out like we have the networking sessions, we have the social sessions in the evening, and also have the membership meetings, other mentoring sessions in different, by different divisions in different occasions. So, I mean, one of the first important principle would be like be prepared. So check which session you want to attend and what kind of the social opportunity are you looking for. So be prepared will be my first recommendation. Other than that, I think GSA, I'm also one of the previous members of the GSA when I was a graduate student. So GSA offered a lot of the opportunities, right? So a lot of the social sessions. I think Erin and Okan and maybe other GSA members can also chime in to talk about what kind of the sessions you have. So GSA is always a good starting point for the graduate students to kind of get involved at AECT, you know more people, know more other peers. So I would highly recommend the people, especially for the graduate students, to get involved in the GSA to find out like the network opportunities and also service opportunities at the virtual convention.
I would also like to add that this year is a little bit different. oh, it's very different because all the presentations, interactions take place online. So I was thinking about like a 15 minutes break, after presentation, if you are interested in some presentation research and you would like to interact more with the presenters, you can definitely exchange your contact information, emails, and 15 minutes I think in the Zoom room, it would be useful. So we have to think about, how long we are going to keep people, maybe keep people in the Zoom room after presentation for 10 minutes so that they can have this kind of interactions and they can further interact through emails outside the conference. So this is very new to us. So we are definitely going to accumulate experience through this work, this year's convention. But other than that, we also encourage you to attend the members meetings, new members meetings, and also social events.
Yeah, I want to follow up on this question. So first, we have to say this is also a new experience for us as a conference planners. It's kind of new virtual conventions. It's also new for us. So for any of the new members, first I want to provide a spoiler alert. We have the first timer orientation scheduled for this year. So if you are the first timer, feel free to attend that session. You don't need to register. You just need to be there. I think the Leadership Development Committee already prepared a lot of resources for you to kind of like enjoy your first AECT conference. Other than that, I mean, again, we are kind of new to the convention planning. We formed the virtual committee, virtual task force. So we will have different kinds of webinars pre-conference. So if you are the first timer, feel free to join the webinars, share with us your questions so that we can answer before the convention. And also we will, notice that, okay, our new members have this kind of request that we can try to accommodate during the convention week. So again, I mean, new challenge and also new opportunity for us. So let us hear about your voice.
Excellent. And I'm someone, I go to a lot of online conferences and conventions because it's cheaper than me traveling places. I pay a lot of them out of pocket. And so my suggestion for networking is when you're in the session learning and watching the presenters, don't be afraid to use the chat feature. There will be moderators in there to help curate questions and make sure that the presenters are not getting distracted, are able to do their presentation, but are still able to answer your questions. And so I would say the nice thing with an online conference is that you don't have to actually go up to someone. That can be a little, if you are more shy, harder to just walk up to face with someone. And so you can use that chat feature to engage the presenters, ask your questions without actually having your voice on the webinar, which is really nice. Okay. Our next question are social events. You guys have touched on this a little bit. So what would you want attendees to know about the social events, and what's the best way to engage with the other attendees during them?
We will publish a list of social events when they are ready. We have a social events group working on it. We are hoping that by the middle of October, we will have a completed list. So far, we know that in the morning, we have like a morning yoga. We also have like escape rooms. We also have we have, yeah, Hentao, can you also remind me what do they have for the social events? And the international division also have some like, not breakfast, they have like a interaction session as well.
Yeah, so we try to keep all of the social sessions we have for the previous years. For example, the international one, we have the, I mean, everyone who ever made the conference before will remember the, AECT, the auctions, international auctions and also international dinners. So for this year, we will have the international virtual dinner. And also at that session, we will kind of like deliver the awards to our members who receive the awards. So it's kind of like an international virtual dinner and also the award celebration for the international division. Other than that, I noticed we have like the STC, the System Thinking and Change. They will launch their book club. I'm sorry, I can't remember the exact date, but feel free to check it on the program. We already launched it. And also we have the GSA Greet and Meet, right? And also other sessions like the game night by the teacher education divisions. And also, what else? Yeah, there should be, I mean, most of the social sessions will be between 7:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. If you check, I mean, search by time, you will find more social sessions, during that time slot. Other than that, I think we have some like, other social sessions during the convention, the daily convention time. For example, for the international division, we'll have like a flavor, a taste of the international division. We kind of like host a session for all of the international division presenters, and also members can also join us. We kind of like share what we will discuss, we will present during the convention, what kind of the new changes we'll make during the convention for the international division. So yeah, you can see I know most about the international division social events, but feel free to check our other divisions, the social events. So again, it's between 7:30 to 9:30, and also the morning yoga. It's a good opportunity for you to start the day, right?
Yeah, I would also like to add, which I forgot earlier, we have Birds of a Feather, and this is also a very good opportunity for networking and social interactions. And the Birds of Feather will be organized by individuals or groups of our members who will present a topic, and the organizer is hoping to attract a group of people who share the similar concerns or ideas, and get together to have a further discussion. So the topics vary from something very academic, research, oriented, to something very practical. For example, how do I teach online class, or how do I mentor doctoral students? Or it could be also administrators, something, okay, how do you balance your life between academic and, administration, or, your personal life? So it has a whole range of different topics. And the organizer is just there, and then, to have the questions to start the interactions. So it's kind of a casual, but also very, can be very beneficial and productive social events that's also very helpful for networking.
And I was looking at the schedule this morning, and most of the social events are Monday through Thursday. So without, Friday and Saturday night are kind of more available for our in face-to-face social lives if you're not too much on lockdown. Okan, do you happen to know when the GSA meet and greet is? What day?
I need to check it. Let me check real quick. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes, because there's definitely a GSA meet and greet, and the new convention orientation is on the first night on Monday. And so one thing I know with the social events, because there's so much I want to go to and see, is I'm trying to limit how much I'm doing, because I don't want to by Tuesday just be zoomed out. I don't want to just be tired from being online, trying to learn it all, trying to be in so many sessions. And so if you're having trouble choosing the social events for the GSA, I would suggest the GSA ones, connecting with current graduate students who are also your future colleagues within the field, and then also looking at kind of what you're available for. For engagement, from my understanding, most of the social events will have they will have a leader that will be engaging the groups. So there will be people asking questions, that they will have, just basic things. So they'll have ways to engage, so you're not expected to walk in ready to engage people. Okay, did you find it? Not yet. Dr. Guys, did you want to add on?
So sorry.
Oh, Dr.
No,
Stein.
yeah, I was, this is a really good reminder for all of us who organize the sessions. we really need to pay attention to newcomers and someone we don't know, and make the experience very comfortable for the first timers. Yeah. I mean, especially for those who are new, we need to really, start a conversation with them, asking them to introduce, yourself, and ask them to introduce yourself. Yeah, it can be, especially for those who have never been to AECT. We really need to pay attention to this, because we tend to socialize with the people we know already. And in AECT, the organization we've been to for many years, it's exciting to meet old friends, but we also need to keep in mind that we proactively reach out to those who are new.
It is Wednesday between 7 and 8:30 p.m.
So that's the GSA meet and greet will be on Wednesday. So that's a great opportunity for graduate students to connect with other graduate students and, and learn what the GSA does and start getting involved and meeting other people. And I think the nice thing, and Dr. Go was saying, we need to be mindful of newcomers, but the nice thing this year is that it's all new for everybody. Although we might, other people will know each other, this environment is totally new for everyone with the convention. So we'll be able to, a lot of people will have questions on how to do this and probably be supporting one another throughout, which is kind of nice this year. Okay, so moving into scheduling, we were talking about all the sessions, and it's when you start getting into it, there's just so much great stuff. I want to see it all. I'm that kind of person. So what kind of advice do you have for attendees in terms of pacing themselves for the virtual participation, making sure they have other space? And we're all at home as well, which means we're probably working. We have families, we have other things happening. Most of us are still in school, have classes. So how can we make this a good experience for ourselves as far as scheduling?
I would definitely check out the keynote sessions, the presidential talks, the presidential panels, and also, and then check each of the division that the attendees is interested, and see what each of the division will be offering. So I think next step we are going to do is to prepare a list of highlights for the convention attendees. Yeah, we are slightly behind, but Hentao and I, we've been working on it. Yeah, we got the keynotes done, presidential done, but we also have a lot of very exciting sessions. For example, we also have sessions to be given by Dave Merrill and Charles Raglus, and these two gurus in the field of instructional design. So I'm planning to interview them through video, and so make a short video clips. And yeah, we also have some very international, as a COVID-19 panel discussions. And we also have the special strands. So I think preparing a list of the highlights will be good for the for first timers. Yeah. So we are working on it, and we are also planning to distribute the information through our social media channels.
Regarding the scheduling, I want to start with some like a similar stuff with previous years. I know, we cannot put every session stand out from others, right? So sometimes you want to attend the two sessions, but they kind of happen at the same time. That's kind of very common situations when you attend the conference. So for this year, it will be similar. If you have this kind of situation, again, I would encourage any of you to reach out to the presenters and to see whether they can offer any presentation materials that's kind of for you to follow up later. But yeah.
Yeah, we have pre-recordings.
Yeah.
That will be available. Pre-recordings if they cannot attend the session. And then I assume most of the sessions will be recorded, because a recording is a little bit complicated. And if some presenters might not want to be recorded, so we won't have recordings for some of the sessions. But for most of the sessions, there will be recordings, and the attendees will be able to access those sessions they plan to, but would not be available to attend. So yeah, I think this is one of the benefits of doing a virtual conference, because in a in-person conference, if you miss some sessions, unless that session is a webinar, I mean, is a presidential that would be recorded, but most of the session would not be recorded. But I think that's the advantage of a virtual conference.
Yep. So other than that, I mean, I just want to briefly cover something different from previous years. So for this year, I know, I mean, everyone kind of like had a endless the Zoom meetings since March 2020. So I mean, during the convention week, I would highly recommend make you feel comfortable whenever you attend the sessions. That's kind of another benefit we can have for the virtual conventions, but also like I know it's kind of like a stressful for you to sit in front of the desktop for the whole day. So try to make yourself feel comfortable, stretch yourself during the 15 minutes break. So, and also check emails during the break instead of during the session. Since you know, it's kind of like a for each presentation at the concurrent sessions, we only have like 15 minutes for each presenter, right? So if you kind of like use that time for the email, it will kind of like waste with the session time. So just you know, do everything during the break and focus on the sessions. Maybe my advice for you to kind of like schedule your time during the convention week. Other than that, before the convention, again, just do your homework before the convention. Be prepared. We have the calendar function in the AA system, so you can have your own personalized calendar and try to schedule accordingly based on your calendar in the AA system.
Yeah, I definitely agree that doing homework in advance, if you have time, that's really a good strategy. And especially this year, a lot of our presenters will upload, I mean, their video, pre-recorded video to the YouTube channel, and the YouTube links will be added to all academics. So it's pretty good. Yeah, it will be a good idea to preview some of the information if you want to get to know whether that, you know, a particular session is good for you or not.
Excellent. Those are great suggestions. I know one thing I like about this year, because we're using the All Academic and the Zoom, is that with the Zoom app, I'll be able to access it on my mobile device. So I'm hoping if it's nice weather to be able to like go outside and go walk around the block, especially during like the keynote or the presidential where it's more webinar style. And it's going to be a larger group, so I can kind of hide and just listen to it and kind of follow along. And I like Dr. Tang was saying, you know, do some homework. And so, and what they're really speaking on is like, know what you want to come and see. If you're arriving at 9 a.m. and just trying to figure out the schedule, it's probably going to take you an hour or so to get the schedule all worked out. So kind of figuring out what, you know, what you want to see. I like to do it the day before, but I also don't like to plan out too far in advance. So on Sunday before the convention, I'm planning on, you know, planning out like my Monday and Tuesday, but I also try to keep it super flexible so that if I want to, you know, stop by and just chat with Okan, or just, you know, hang back in a session and chat with the presenter and they have time to stay with me, I'm not rushing off to the next thing, but I'm actually able to network. And that's part of that networking, connecting with the online people. And Okan's putting our the social media sites in the chat, so you can follow along. It's very helpful to get the alerts of when things are. It's helping my schedule a lot. And so our last question for the webinar today, Dr. Tang and Dr. Ge, is your one thing. So what's the one thing you would want attendees to be sure not to miss this year?
Yeah,
There's so much.
I can get started. Yeah, it's really hard to name one thing that I cannot miss. But since, yeah, as Dr. mentioned, we have a bunch of very exciting the keynote speakers and also the presidential sessions. But for, you know, yeah, there are so many things. Thank you, Erin. For one thing, I will Yeah, I'm sorry, I cannot name any of them. So, but just like add again, I mean, we offer the different keynote speakers and the president highlight sessions. All of them is very exciting. I checked the posters, I checked the presenters, so it's really exciting. And also, I want to also recommend, since we didn't talk too much about the posters this year, it will be iPoster. So it will be totally different from our press conference. So I think any of you, I mean, for sure cannot miss the poster. We will be asynchronous, but available for the whole week. If you got any time, I mean, except for the, the session time period from like 9 to 6, if you got any time, feel free to check the posters. We have like 129 posters, and also around 12 BND showcase, and 13 BND showcase, and 12 emerging technology showcase. So they are all will be on the posters. So make sure don't miss this part, since you cannot like attend by the Zoom sessions. You do can, I mean, you do, you for sure you can, you are able to attend the posters on the iPoster, the new platform. And also that platform has a function like the real chat with the presenters. So I think, yeah, don't miss the posters. It will be very exciting, since it's kind of totally new platform, a new format.
I definitely agree. This is something that you are not going to miss, and you won't miss it, right? Because we will also have the iPoster be available after the conference. So you won't miss it, and it's not, I think after you register, I don't know when they are going to open it, everything, when they are ready. So they will be ready the week before, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when they are going to be ready, but it will be there entire time. So this is something that you are not going to miss. And if your time is limited, I would definitely recommend you to attend one of the either keynotes. We have 3 keynote speakers, and we have 2 presidential talks. If your time is limited to 45 minutes, just attend one of them.
Excellent. And I believe with the posters, like they were saying, they're going to be open all, like the whole convention. Mm-hmm. But the presenters' information or contact information should be on the posters, so you can contact them. Not try to hunt people down. It's going to be harder to connect with the poster presenters without the synchronous piece.
There's a place for
there should be
contact information.
Perfect. Excellent. And most presenters as well should be providing that, and their names will be listed. Even the poster names are listed on the convention website, so it's easy to figure out who they are and where they're located, to try to find their contact information too.
And that reminds me, I think we also need to check in all academics and see if all the presenters can be, when someone wants to interact with a presenter, is it possible to click on their name and find email address, things like that. So we probably need to check on that and talk to the all academic representative this Thursday. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can see it's still being planned. So Dr. Tang and Dr. Gutt are working extremely hard to try to get this convention up and running and really get it going. And they have a huge volunteer task force and team behind them, running a lot of different events, like the social events, the volunteers, the iPoster training, and all that. What is the hashtag? We're using hashtag AECT20 this year. Is that correct? For social media?
Yeah, so we have used the AECT20 and
2020, I think. I have to ask Murat what he used. He's managing 2020 convention site for me. So I mean, he and I set it up, but I need to check. I kind of forgot. It's AECT 2020, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so following the hashtag is helpful. I'm seeing all of the different things. The presenters will start promoting their sessions. The divisions will also be promoting their sessions, kind of seeing who's speaking and what they're doing. So I want to open up this, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, we can also have this information on our resource and information webpage on the AECT website.
Yeah, that's something I want to add on to. Sorry, Ren. So we launched the information and the resource page. It's a new tab on the convention page. So if you follow that page, you can see some upcoming the webinars, the graphics that you can use for the convention, like the Zoom background I'm using now, and also like I presented at the AECT 2020 the graphics. You can show your pride on your social media. So other than this page, since we talk about a little bit about what we cannot miss, another two things I want to add, since we didn't talk about too much. So first one is like the workshop. It's kind of pre-convention sessions. We have 23 workshops this year, so make sure you check the list if you want to. If you are interested in any of them, please sign up as soon as possible. Since some of the presenters of the workshops, they want to kind of like a flip the approach to design the facilitate the workshop. They might send out some of the materials. So yeah, make sure check the list before the convention and sign up as soon as possible. Another part was like we have some of the ETR&D sessions. We didn't cover too much. They also have very exciting sessions like the
distinguished speakers.
Yeah,
some awards. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, make sure you check out those sessions too.
Yeah, those are well-known international scholars, like a distinguished award recipient this year. Yeah, who's the recipient? I've kind of forgot.
Dr. Peter Goodyear. Right?
Peter Goodyear, who was the former editor of the Instructional Science. It's a journal, yeah. I think he has stepped down from that role now. But he's from the University of Sydney. Yeah, we have quite a large group of international speakers this year. So yeah, AECT is well represented. They are well represent. Yeah, the diversity of our organization.
Yeah, and also Dr. Peggy Ertemer from Purdue University, Rob Copper from Open University of the Netherlands, and also Adri Coeller from Purdue University. I think that's for development award presentations. And also the early career scholar awardee.
On the online space, the virtual space definitely lends itself well to connecting with people who are not in the United States, because although we have to navigate the time differences, it's, there's less travel, so more people are able to attend that are in international spaces or aren't able to come into Florida than in previous years, which is excellent. So again, that networking and connecting with people all over the world. And the workshops, I started looking at them. They were excellent, the pre-workshops. So I definitely want to dig more into like what's being offered and what my time looks like before the convention starts. And I'm supporting the volunteers, so I want to make sure I'm learning. So I was thinking about attending a workshop or two beforehand. Just make sure I carve out time that I can actually like learn and do things. So we want to open it up right now to the questions. Any questions we have? We have a few live attendees. And you guys can put them in the chat or unmute yourself. Or Okan, if you have any questions. I think one of my questions is, what is it like putting together a virtual convention? It's been like your high and like your like low.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I can use analogy. I know I'm not I'm not a musical person, but when my daughter plays the cello and she played, in her symphonic orchestra when she was in high school. She's a freshman in Ohio State University now. So it really comes into my mind as the role of a director. There are so many different subgroups you have to orchestrate and prepare ahead of time. Lots of rehearsal, lots of preparations. So I was thinking the other day, hey, what if we are all ready and then the electricity or whatever, the devices equipment are not connected, like digital, you know, and it's all dark and the audience was sitting there. So it was like, that's how I feel now, you know. And then I have so many different groups, you know, people are leading, helping me, like Irene is helping me with the subcommittee, I mean, volunteer subcommittee. We have a social events committee. We have iPoster committee, subcommittee. I mean, everything work together, and it's a really collective efforts. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it can also be very, I mean, it's also daunting. Yeah, I'm counting down now. Today is October 5th, so we don't have many days, you know, left before our workshop is going to be offered. Yeah.
Yeah, I would second Dr. In, you know, that kind of the teamwork. We all know that this kind of like a volunteer job for us, but I kind of like believe for Irene, for Arkan, you guys better have another full-time job during the last 2 months, right, with us. So, and I mean, that's kind of, it is this kind of the volunteer job makes me realize how our AECT kind of like bound us together. We kind of quickly, react to the new situation, and Dr. Lau made a decision like we will go online. We will continue to sponsor, organize this convention this year. And also we kind of like formed the virtual task force very quickly, and, talk to the different winners, the company about their provided the platforms, and we need to choose our own platform. We need to form the subcommittees, like Irene and Alkan worked on the volunteer committee, the volunteers, right? So, and we have a social events committee. We have by Dr. Heather Larry and also Victoria Lowell, and also the poster committee, subcommittee by Dr. Jenny Bowman and also Linda Camping. And also, I think Dr. Jim Mao also involved in the volunteer committee. We know each other before, but we kind of like quickly formed the committee, formed the team, and then responded to this kind of new format of the convention. That's kind of like it's impressive. It's so impressive for me as a kind of like a early career professional. So, I mean, yeah.
I really would like to say special. I really like to say special thanks to the Graduate Student Assembly. And I think you guys are just like my backbone, it's like I go to you for so many different things, volunteering, webinars, and, when you look at our volunteer task force, who are the key personnel in my task force, I mean, GSA. And from that, I really see the future of AECT, and the younger generation. So it's really the AECT spirit. So as I'm working through this, I get to know this organization so much better. It's not just like academics, presentations, publications, which we know, all on the surface level. But there was so much things that, individual members, like what you guys have been doing, really behind the scene, and which is little known to a lot of, people, to our community members at large. And also the accessibility committee, and they all of them have a job, and they all have a job, but they can make things turn around so quickly. They put together the webinars, they put together the training materials, and so they have everything, ready within a couple of weeks. And I understand that they'll be meeting for so many, for months, but it's all these individual members that make up AECT, and I'm very, very proud of my community. Yeah, and I think we really use this community-based approach, and which has been has worked out very well. So I really think this is a great organization that any ID education technology professional should join.
Thank you. Yeah, we definitely step up when we're asked, and we love connecting with you all and building our networks and building our experience, as well as giving back to the community and giving back to the, you know, providing service to the larger groups.
Thank
so
you.
we want to thank you all. Yes, we want to thank you all for Dr. Tang and Dr. Go for your time today. I didn't see any other questions in the chat for right now. So but thank you so much for spending the time with us, helping us kind of navigate this new space for everyone and what we can as graduate students can expect and start planning for in the next few weeks.
Thank you for putting together this wonderful webinar, and thank you for having us.
Thanks, everyone. I'm going to stop my share. I'm going to pause the recording.